Hey guys, Will with Rainier Leather Company. In the last video, I talked to you guys about how to finish an edge, how to burnish it if you're dealing with veg tan leather. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the way that I put together my wallets. I've actually moved inside. I've set up this little inside station because it's getting pretty cold out there, out in the shop. So most of the stuff's still out there, but now we're literally waiting for snow to show up today. So I figured I'd hang out inside with the fireplace going. So anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about with the construction of the wallets is how to line up pockets. If you just are kind of cruising around, you're looking at stuff, sometimes you'll see if you have an inner pocket and then an outer pocket, right where they meet, there's a little gap. And that drives me crazy. I'll show you the way that I combat that, the way I line my pockets up. And then I also want to show you how you may have to take a couple of extra steps depending on what type of leather you're working with to get a good bond. So let's swing over here and get started. All right, so I've moved some things out of the way so we have a space to work with. And these are the orders I'm working on right now. So let's go ahead and just hop right in here and take a look at this. So some of these wallets are in different phases. Some are more complete than others. They're all sewn up. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you me actually like fiddling around to get it to fit. But basically what we'll have is on each side for the Wayfarer is we have three pieces. So the back panel, the inner pocket, and then the outer pocket will sit on top of it like that. And that right there is the gap I'm talking about that drives me crazy. So, you know, sometimes it's unavoidable. You're going to have a little tiny bit, but I do my best to get rid of that. And then when you burnish your edges and everything, if you're pretty close, it'll get rid of that little gap. So what I do is I've got these pieces separate to start with before I stitch them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it out kind of just ballpark. Then I'm going to take that outer pocket and I'm going to line up that back edge right here. And I'm always going to start with one side or another. And then once I get pretty close, I'm going to check this front edge, see how that lines up, pin it down, and then what I'll do is I'll have this pocket of it, I'm able to move it around, get it to where I want it. So this is pretty good. Again, that little tiny bit of an overlay right at the edge, once we sand it and burnish it, we're not gonna have to worry about it. So then I'll pin this down, and this will be, before it's stitched, I'll flip this edge up, and there's a piece of double-sided tape on the back of this. Peel the cover off, lay it down. There we go, take it over the sewing machine, run a stitch, and now this is good. So this type of leather, fortunately, we don't have to worry too much about the glue up because the back of the leather is rough. This is skived. I didn't sand that. It's rough enough for the glue to take. In this particular type of leather, the front has enough texture to be able to take the glue as well. So here I can just glue it up. It's no big deal. Now, there are exceptions. One of the big ones for me is when I'm dealing with pull-up leather or waxy leather. It's not going to be able to adhere the same way, so there's something else I'm going to have to do to it. So you've got this all lined up. If I just glued this, the back of this piece, to the smooth, waxy surface here, the glue's not going to take. So what I have to do is I have to go through and rough it up so the glue will take. This piece of sandpaper is all I need to use. So what I'll do is where the glue needs to go, or the sanding needs to happen, I'm going to lay my pocket down, I'm going to take my scratch awl, and I'm going to just put a mark bloop, on both sides. Then when I fold this back, I know exactly where I need to start my sanding. So I'll just take that off. Now the glue will work just fine. So that right there is my little quick video on how to line up your pockets and that extra step you need to take if you have a real smooth surface on the face of the leather that you need to glue to something else. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful, getting to see a little bit behind the scenes of how I'm putting together these wallets. And if you have any questions, comments, if there's a particular video or a section of the process that you'd like to see that falls into the realm of the type of leather working that I do, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and I will definitely consider it for either the next video or some video in the future. So appreciate you hanging out, and hope y'all have a good one.